recording. So today we have a lot of work, right? So I will try to talk less and do the more work. Okay, I will try, because sometimes I just get out of line. Okay guys, so we're gonna add the loading, right? Loading in our issue page. So if I look at the website here, first let's add some space below the button. So that's the div, right? Yeah, so I will just put class name, margin bottom, maybe make it 4. Yeah, so we have some space. Fine. The next is let's talk about this skeleton, right? This is skeleton. So we're gonna read that to improve the user experience, right? Let's add the loading skeleton. When someone visits the site while data is loading, user can use this skeleton. User can see, right, the skeleton of the page until the data is loaded, right? So in the issue folder, let's put this loading.tsx, right? So that's the predefined name. Okay, we have to follow this naming convention, right? Right from the Next.js. So because this page has our all the data, right, what we see in our website. So what I will do, same place, okay, same place, right? That's the page which has all this data. So in the same, no, not in the new, right, but in the issue, because that is in the issue. Okay, new has the form already, right? New has the new form page. Okay, so just remember that. But okay, so fine, let's add loading here, right? Okay, so we can call this what we're gonna call, right? Let's call it I think this is a component, so remember, capital letter, right? Loading issue page. Okay, so for now, right, if I just put here maybe loading dot 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 and see what happens. So this loading is already added, so let's go back to our website and try to understand. Okay, so if I refresh the page, it's very quick, right? You don't see the, it's just like quick flickering. So we can add some delay, right? Let's do that one. Okay, so I will install npm install delay. This is a package, right, which will create some kind of delay in our component. Okay, just for understanding purpose, right? So in the page, remember we are fetching data, right? Where is that? So that's the page, that's the table, our data should be here, right? Yeah, so just below that one I will make a delay. Okay, so import delay from delay, and let's put it a delay function with maybe 3000 second, right? Sorry, 3000 millisecond. Okay, so now if I refresh the page, oh sorry guys, because we need to run this server, right? So before I run this server, I want to install one more package. The in the next in the npm package, right, for React, there is a skeleton library. Okay, it's called React loading skeleton. If you look at the React loading skeleton, right, let's see how we can use that. Okay, so see, this is the example here. So you have to install that skeleton, right? And then wherever you want to display in your skeleton file, right, wherever you want to display the skeleton, you get this one. Okay, you have to import a skeleton component and the CSS file also. So let's install this one, and then we're gonna run the server. So at least that will save some time. Okay, done. Right now I'm gonna run the server. All right, so let's make this paragraph or maybe heading tag. So now I will refresh the page, because issue folder, right, has the loading and it has 3-second delay. So let's wait till the page load. Now you see that loading here. I will refresh again, right? Pay attention, okay guys. So it's quick. Now it did not delay for 3 seconds, right? But in the beginning it delayed, right? But anyway, now how we gonna make these things, right? How we can add loading for this data, and for button also, how you gonna do that? So in place of paragraph, we're gonna take this table, right? This table we're gonna copy and add there, because it should match all the information, right? So just put here and save this. Now it complaining we don't have the table component, so we're gonna import, right? So what I will do, control and dot, right, and it will give me this box to add all the missing import. So we import that. Fine. So we just import the table now. Now see, in our issue, right, there we are fetching data. Remember that in the table here we are fetching data, right, here. But in this loading we don't need data, okay? But we're gonna, what we're gonna do is we come up with some kind of data here, right? So let's do that. Let issues equal to, we just create some kind of dummy like array, right, which gonna just loop through, and just to not break our code, right? For example, to make sure this map and all that work. Okay, so I just add the number 1 2 3 4, maybe 5 times is enough. Yeah, so now see, you have issue already, issues.map issue. So we don't have ID, let's keep it issue, right? That will be the number. And we don't have title, right? So basically we need to change something here now. So what we're going to do now, right? Let's see. Okay, the second step, right? Let's go to the second step. We need to get these two file. Okay, this one, right? We have to get that. So I'll just add here. All right, and now we're going to use the skeleton. So all the information where you are displaying, let's say for example in this cell, right, you are displaying this title and all that. Okay, so wherever is the information, basically the information you're displaying, just delete that, right, and then put the skeleton. Okay, like that. So here is issue badge, right? In the issue badge also we're gonna add a skeleton, right? Next is issue badge here, so let's put the skeleton. So everywhere we displaying like data, at that place you put the skeleton. The table and all that will be same, right? No change. Okay, yeah, so I believe it's done. So loading issue page, that is the component. and now let's check, right? So we're gonna refresh our page and see if this work. But it's so quick. I don't know why. Okay, you can see now. You can see, right? The only thing is the skeleton is going like all the way from left to right, right? Very big. Yeah. So how are we gonna fix that? So we're gonna add one div here. Okay, guys. Let's add div, right? Div, and we have, we're just gonna apply the same CSS like other one. So let's see what we have in the page. Okay, so XL or maybe 2XL, yeah, same class name. So let's put that. So it should be same now, right? But one thing, I don't know why it's not delaying. It should delay sometime, right? We have the delay, and after we getting the data, you want to delay this. If I put it 5 seconds, still, still it's not working. I don't know why it's not working. Let me check. Even here we can add, right, skeleton. We don't need all these things, so status, let me see. Okay, so there is the table cell. We add the skeleton find. There is a skeleton find. You have that skeleton find and div, right? And we added the let's say, yeah, I think that is good enough, right? But it is showing already skeleton. Okay, it's showing, right? But I don't know why it's not giving some delay. That's the point. Okay, let me try to just add maybe 2 seconds, right? 2 milliseconds. So we have delay, this delay. Millisecond 2000. We're getting some skeleton, but it's just not delaying. Okay, I want to see some delay, but anyway, yeah. So 6 still will be same, right? If I close this, let me close that and open here again, localhost 3000. If I go to the EC page, try to check, right? Okay, so I mean, you saw, but it was so quick. I don't know if even you guys have seen or not, right? But anyway, yeah, so there is a skeleton already added. Okay, now one thing, right? Look at this button. Okay, this button, also need to be added to this skeleton as a skeleton, right? Because everything in this page must be added as a skeleton. So we are displaying this button in here in our page, right? In this page, look at this button. Okay, later, right, in the project, we need to add search button. Okay, search, right? Maybe the search selection form where you can select something, like maybe select with the status, or maybe created ad or something like that, right? So if there is search on the left, normally what gonna happen, right? You can have search button here for filtering, right? You're gonna click on this to filter and all that you're gonna do, and you're gonna have button on the right side. So this whole component will be something used maybe 2 or 3 place. Okay, so let's extract this, right, and keep it separate for now, right? Let's do that. So I will remove this one. Okay, and then go to the issue page, right? In the issue, and I create a new file and call it so what we're gonna call this file name, let me see. I mean, we can give any name, right? But I think I have proper name here, issue action or something like that, right? Yeah, so let's copy that. So in the issue, create the new file and call it TypeScript like that, and React arrow function, create export, that will be button. So issue action button, right? But here we're gonna bring our code from this place which I have deleted already. So I will cut it again and just replace this one. So I need to get the button, right? So import button from Redux UI, okay, and also the link also. Yeah, that's it. So I just need to import that button here and use it. So I don't need this link anymore, and also this button don't need, right? So that's okay. Import button now. Import basically issue action, right? Issue action component, okay, and that will go here. Issue action, right? Like that. So we can add the same thing also in our loading here, right? So let's import that. Also remember, we deleted all that badge and everything we don't need, so you can, if something is not needed, you can remove it. It's okay, right? From the loading file. So import issue action, and we're gonna just add it same like here, I think for button, yeah, we can leave it. So when this page loaded, right, you're gonna see the button also loading, okay, same time. So refresh, there is a button already, and you're gonna see this skeleton and then done, right? But it's very fast, so you not see big difference. But anyway, there is a skeleton now. Yeah, so that is all about this part, right? Yeah, so this is done, okay. So that was the adding a loading skeletons. One more thing, right? In the loading skeleton, remember, we have new page, okay. There is a new page, and then for now, yeah, let's leave it, right? Let's leave it. I think after we're gonna create the details page, we have to add loading skeleton for this and also for the details, right? But we're gonna take care of that later, okay. In the next I think there is a the next heading, right, where we're gonna work all that topic, okay. So let me commit it, okay. Commit, then commit will be adding loading or okay, so creating or maybe adding, right, loading skeleton. Commit and push. So only thing important was in this section, the installation of React loading skeleton, getting this to import, and wherever you displaying the text, just change there, right, with that component text itself, like on this curly bracket, so I mean this is the page, but like here was the text, here was the text, so everywhere you displaying text, just change. And the skeleton is smart enough, right, to make a space for that area, okay, the blank space, right. All right, so let's move to the next one now. Showing issue details, right? So how are we going to show the issue details? So if you go to the page here, you know, you're gonna click, let's say in the issue, the first issues, this one, this one, this one, you're gonna click on that, and the new page will open, right, where you're gonna display the details of that particular issue. So that is what it's saying, right? So it says now the thing is, when you try to get single item, we need to have an ID, right? ID. So it's better. How you gonna track that ID? The params. Remember the params from the parameter, right? You're gonna have something like this: issues slash maybe some kind of number here, right? That is the ID. So if there is a ID, matching ID, it will fetch the data from the database, and the new page will display. So to make that route, how we do that? In our issue, you create a folder, we call it ID, okay, and then inside we add a file, and always page will be always page, right? TypeScript like that, and React arrow function, and we can call it issue details, right? Details page, I believe. Yeah, so you can name it anything but issue details page. So let's see, check here. Okay, so we have the component already, you know, we have the component ready to go, right? So it's time to fetch data. So what we need? Prisma, right? Prisma client, import Prisma client. Okay, that is what we need. Next thing is the interface, right? Interface, or basically let's call it type checking we have to create here. So when you click, right, and you're gonna get ID like this, you're gonna have ID. So that is ID, and that is a string also, right? So how are we gonna create the type checking here? So either you can create here, let's call it interface props, right? Call it props, and it will be ID, and that is string in our case, correct? String. So here params, right? Not ID, I believe. Yeah. Oh, I think I did some mistake, right? What we get from the, remember, this is a params now, right? The props creates params object. Remember that params, there is a built-in name, right? So that will be something like this. So let me copy this, params like that, and then that gonna have this ID string. Okay, so here we have to destructure it now. This props, basically we get props, right? And that props is an object, you know, it's like this. If I have to explain it more details, props is an object, right? And it has let's, for example, it has this object, you know, like that. It has params now, params property, right? And there is some value inside. So how you destructure that props, you know, from props you get params like that. And this params, now we're gonna check here, right, by just adding the colon and call the props. So it will do the type checking for us, you know, for ID. This params will give us object which has ID, and that ID is string. It will do the checking and done. So that is one thing. So that type checking is done, right? Now we have to fetch data, correct? How we fetch data? So let's call it const issue, right, equal to await, because this is network request. Async we have to add here. So now you have Prisma dot I need to find from issue, right, and need to find a unique item where, let's say, where we can call it I think where ID, yeah, I think ID, right? ID equal to, or ID colon, right? From params, this params will give us ID. Params dot ID. So that should be okay. So this will find whatever ID we get in this params. This Prisma will go to the database and get that details. Okay, so if you look at now, this so if you look at now, right, look at here, we have that ID, title, description, status, created ad, updated ad. So you get all that details, okay, from the database you're gonna get. Fine. So for now, right, we're not gonna spend too much time updating this. So let's look at, you get the idea, whole idea now here, right? You can look at the code here also. Everything looks same. So the thing is, we're gonna check now, we're gonna do some testing, right? If there is no issue, then we're gonna call the function called not found. So let's do that. If there is no issue, right, then not found, we call this one, and that is coming from next navigation. Yeah, so Next.js has already built in, right? If you look at here, next navigation, you're gonna get not found function. You don't have to return, it will do all the work. It just run this function not found and done, right? And then we'll just call this return part. Okay, so for now we just add some paragraph and display the title, description, and all that. That will be easy part here. Two returns, we're done with that. So return div issue title, description, status, created ad, all that, right? Just paragraph, because this issue has one object, and that object has that ID, title, description, status, created ad, updated ad, right? Okay, sorry guys, I think my network has some problem. Is okay? Everyone can see me now? Yeah. Okay, so now let's you get a title, description, status, all that, right, from this issue, and you just simply add it here in the paragraph. We're gonna do the formatting, add more CSS things later. Okay, next topic, right, in the next step. So that is all done. The one thing, we don't have the click event right now in our this issue. We need to add some kind of link, so let's do that one, and then we're gonna finish this part. So go to the page, right? So where is the issue now? You displaying the issue. Let's see, that's the ID here, that's the title, right? Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I will wrap this in a link, right? Link, call the link, and href, right, equal to, so what will be the route? Can you tell me route? Basically will be issues / ID, right? So let's put it here, and dollar symbol, we're gonna call this ID. So here is issue.id, so let's add that ID, right? So we have to close this. Basically wrapping that title, right, in that link. Good. The title is wrapped in the link, right? So we don't have link, so let's import that right here. Import link. Okay, done. So now let's see, right, if this is working. So what I have done, just added the link with this information there. Okay, so let's check now, right? Refresh the page. So if I click on the issue, right, you see we get here now with the details. First issue, description, this open status, right, and all that. So that is all in this section. We're gonna commit and move to the next part now. So let's commit this. Create issue details, a detail page, right? Details page, maybe, yeah. Details page. All right, so let's move to the next part. Okay, so the styling issue detail page, right? Styling issue detail page. So let's style the issue detail page using Redux UI. So what we're gonna do now, right? If you look at here, so we are displaying badge also. Okay, so we have the badge. So we have the already component badge. We're gonna use that one. Very simple. You know, we're gonna display the heading, right? With the heading component from Redux UI. We're gonna use flex and card from the Redux UI also. Yeah, so these are the few things. So we're gonna do, right? So let me copy this and go back here. So in our ID page, right? ID page, okay, on the top we're gonna import that. So what is saying now, right? Why is complaining? Okay, so let's use for first heading, right? So here the first title we're going to use heading tag, heading, right? This is from this Redux UI. Okay, if you look at the Redux UI, you're gonna, you know, if you want to look at this heading, how it works, right? You can just look at the Redux UI. If you go to the Redux UI, you're gonna find all that. So here in the typography, most likely you're gonna find, but you can text, right? There is a text. Let's say text heading, right here. Look at this heading. So, you know, simple heading, right? So when you put the heading tag, it looks something like this. And there is a props also you can pass, right? So props, you know, like align to left, right, center, color you can add, high contrast, as child, something, you know, as in a whatever, right? So as like you want to, heading is basically S1 tag, right, by default. Okay, size is 6 by default, right? Weight is bold by default. So these are the things already built inside this heading. So it's okay, nice to use that, right? Because we are using Redux UI, better to use that. Okay, guys. So you see now first issue. So let's look at the next what we can add. So badge, right? Badge and the date you want to display side by side, correct? Like next to each other. So we can wrap in the flex box, right? So let's do that one. So that is status, that will be badge, and the time right here. So what I'm gonna do is add flex here, flex component, okay, and bring the status first and the string for date, right, or time, whatever is that. Okay, so the for badge we know we have badge, right? So issue status badge there. Let's change that. Okay, but this badge I believe we need to pass the props, right? We have to pass props. Yeah, because the what this is open, close, something like that, you know, you have to pass that. So let's copy that. Remember what we have done yesterday, right, with the badge, because if this is open, then you know the color will be different kind of badge. If close will be different, in progress will be different. So you must pass that status, and it's all coming from here, right? Single issue. So okay, so something, okay, let me delete this, right? I don't know why it's giving error. import issue status badge, right? Yeah, because it's in the same, I believe, in the same area, same place, right? So that's why I have to import it like that. Now I don't know why it's giving error. So let me check the code here, right? That's the component issue page. We have this issue status badge. Yeah, it's okay. Let me see, right, how. So okay, so that is added in different different file, right? Here we have in different file. I have this status issue status badge in the same place here, right? Issue status badge. Issue.status status, right? Status status. So I think I'm gonna get the props also, right? Maybe let's say issue, once again, I think study we did, right? Badge is there. Yeah, I think that should be fine, right? Okay, let's look at the online right now. Let's check. Yeah, so that is working now. That's open. Okay, so it's in the same line. You see the same line, right? We just gonna do some CSS here. So there is a gap, right? Maybe we can put a number, maybe 6 or 4, like that, and you will see the space between them, right? Yeah. Let's add margin, right? Y, and this some kind of style, right, from the Redux UI. Okay, so you have to look at there, maybe 4 also. So that is X and Y axis space, right? Fine. So the next step we're gonna do is this one, right? Let's wrap this in the card. Okay, so card and we put there. So now if you look at the description, you just see this nice card here, that's too big. So we can maybe apply some CSS. Class name I think we can add. Let me check here if I have added something. Card for now is okay, right? There is nothing, so we'll check later, okay? Because these things maybe, you know, we just put in the container, right? And then everything will be shrink to the small page, the small box. All right, so yeah, so that is all in the details page. Yeah, so let's finish here, right? Let's finish this one. So I will commit this. Let's call it styling issue details page. Commit. Okay, so next is what is the next step now? Adding markdown preview, right? For example, okay, let's understand first, right? And then we're going to add the markdown there. So if I go to my website and I go to the issue page, I add new, right? Let's say add new issue, for example. Okay, here you have a let's call it bug maybe 7, right? 6 or 7, whatever. And then title, right? So that will be bold. So this is bug 6. Then you're gonna have some italic text, so you go next line, add italic. Please work on this issue, and maybe you have some bullet point also, right? You can add whatever, but let's, you know, first issue, second issue, third issue, something like that. Let's say this is the markdown we're going to send from here, right? And submit. So now, right, in our page, if I click this box 6, see what I see now? It's not properly styled, right? So that means markdown is not working. So that is what we're going to fix now in this section. So what is saying now, right? Let's see. That was the 6. So we have to install this library, okay? We have to install typography, but before that we must install npm react markdown, right? So let's see how that markdown work. Npm install markdown. Oh, I did mistake. Oh, sorry, react markdown, right? So I'll just copy this one. We can find here also, search that react markdown, okay? So search, why not coming? I don't know, sometimes it just does not work, right? So just Google it, okay? Google it. I don't know why it's not coming up, right? What is here? Remark heading anchor, no. I react markdown, right? Okay, finally here. So so if you look at here, you have to import in the React, basically React Markdown like that, and just wrap the main component right with the Markdown and done. So let's install it. Okay, let's install this and see how it works. So I have to cancel again my server, install that, and after we can import that. Okay, so just below here, right, I will import React Markdown, I believe. It's not popping up, so let me check. Markdown, right, only. So sometimes if there is a library you install, right, if you need more details, you just look at in the npm site and then you just read through there and how you're going to use it, right. So Markdown, so we just have to wrap it here in our this paragraph, right. What we're going to do is, let me see how this is added. So we just delete the paragraph, we just add the Markdown, right, Markdown file, React Markdown. I hope I did okay, fetching, right. No, see, that is also not correct, so it should be React Markdown like that. All right guys, so let's change that, React Markdown. Done. So just adding that one, right, it will make little change, but it will not work, right, because remember, okay, let's start and understand, and then I'm gonna come back again and install the typography from the Tailwind CSS. Why? Because we are using Tailwind. Okay, in the Tailwind, basically heading or list item things are all, it's like these are all, what you call that, reset, right. There is a reset for all that. Okay, so it will not display the actual design, so we have to install one library, right, which will make sure whatever text we sending, right, that text is displayed the way we have sent. Okay, it will, the tail will not affect that one. So npm install npm, okay, npm run development first, the problem I want to show, and then we're going to install that. So if we go to our site, and if I will refresh now, right, you will see something. Let's refresh. It's slow, right? Just wait for a minute. Yeah, so now at least you can see the first, second issue, all that, right. This italic is not working. There is no numbering system and anything, right, but it style little bit, but it did not do the job perfectly, right. So for that we have to add one more library, so that will be typographic, right, from Tailwind. So if I open this file, so there is some instruction we have to follow, right. So let's quickly do that. My internet is slow also, see, it's not just not working. A beautiful typography default for HTML you don't control, right, something like that it will do. So how it works, you have to install this first, so let's install that. So just remember, in the future if you use that Markdown, right, you have to follow all these things. And then in our Tailwind config, right, you must put this line required, right? Tailwind typography. Okay, so go back to our Tailwind config, and here in the where is that plugin, right? Inside the plugins you add that. Okay, the next is, right, next step will be you have to add this prose, right? Prose in your, so now you can use prose class, right, to add sensible typography style to any vanilla HTML. So you have to add that prose. So where are we gonna put the prose? Basically, let me close that. In the card here, right? So let's add it because card is the parent box. Let's put inside there class name, and we put the prose here, and we done. So I just need to run the server and let's check. Okay, so it will take 1 minute maybe to go through. I will refresh the page and just check here now, right? It will have some different style. Now you can see the skeleton, right? Now it's working. Okay, now look at here, right? It work. I believe this italic get in the same line, maybe the block element, inline element, something like that, but at least you see the list now, right? It's displaying. Okay, so yeah, we're done with this part also, right? So that was the adding markdown preview. Okay, so let's finish this. We can add maybe the margin top and bottom also here, so let's do quickly and then we're going to finish that. Copy that and then go back to our code. So I'll just add maybe margin Y, right, and top and bottom will be 4. Just add that. So save this and we're gonna commit now. Adding markdown preview, commit and push it, right? Done. The next step will be, so how you going to build the style link, right? Now let's see one thing, the problem here, right? If you go to the issue page, see this does not look like a link here, you know. You don't have any kind of if you hover here, right, I mean we can do something that will work here. Let's go back, right? For example, let's say where we are displaying this link, right? That's the link you're displaying. But if you just put here class, right, class name and change the color, right? So text maybe purple 300 and hover, right? On hover, let's make it underline. Okay, you know, so that should work, right? So our text now become purple, and see on hover, oh, not good, make it little maybe 600, something like that. Yo, okay, now when you hover, right, it's okay, you can see at least the link and it should work now, correct? It working, right? Okay, but how are we going to build our custom link from the Redux UI? If you look at the Redux UI, there is a link component. Okay, this component, right? Link. Okay, this link is let's see, same like a tag, right? It's a link, but it's like a tag. When you add this link, it will reload our whole page. So that is the problem also, right? So we combine our Next.js link and this one, because if you add this link, it will give you the some kind of what you call that, some kind of color theming all the themes from the Redux UI themes, the style you're gonna get, right? All the advantage of Redux UI with this link. Okay, so if you change the color of the theme in the whole, if you are using this link, right, it will get all that information, the color, maybe whatever style there, it will receive all that. So we want to use this link, but we also want not our page to refresh, like reload all the time, right? You don't want to reload, you just want to fetch the data using next link. So we have to build that link. So let's do that. So now, right, how are we going to do that? Let me check. So that is building style link, right? Let's check the documentation here. So basically, either we can add some style to the title link. We have done that one, that is okay. Or let's build the custom link component, use Redux link, right, from here. So link, and I think this will be a better idea, right, to put in the component. Okay, component section, component, right? So here in the, let's add the link dot TypeScript. One second. Oh, I don't know why that is making noise on the outside. Sorry guys. So let's React arrow function create export. That is the link component. This is not a link, okay, this is just a component, right? But we're gonna build things here. One second. I have to tell them not to make noise, Okay. Okay, so at the same time I had internet issue also, right? Let's continue. Sorry guys. So now how are we going to build link, right, and use that anywhere we need? We just call that component and pass the props and all that, right? So if you look at this code, let's quickly do this, right? You have to get the link from Redux UI, and also you have to get the link from the Next.js, right? So I'm gonna basically like import, right? Import link from Redux UI, okay, like that, Redux UI, right? So we have the link this already here, right? So it's not gonna work. So that's why we have to call it as, maybe give it next, what is the name I have given? Redux link, right? Dix Redux link. You can change the name, okay? This link will be changed as Redux link, right? We're gonna use that one. And same thing we do with the next link, right? Import next link from Next.js, right? Next basically link. That's okay, right? So that is what we have done here. Now when we building the link, right, later we have to, this link will be used for many, it will be basically like a custom build, right? So you just have to pass the link address and what are the content to display, right? Like link for login or log out, or maybe some kind of buttons, whatever, right? So that will be the children. The information goes in between the link text and the href, right? So that will be passed as a props. So for that reason we have to create this props also. Okay, I'll just copy this and then let's continue, right, and then I'll explain. So I'm gonna put it something, okay, I'll just put it here, and I will take this props and add it outside, right? So I have done some wrong. So let's put that here. Good. Same thing. So if you look at here, the props, because these two things will come as a props later, the href and the children, right? Children is just the information pass in between the, or text you display in the button, right, or link. So see the next link here, right? First one is the next link. So next link has the href. So when you click, the next link will do the routing part, but the displaying part, right, all the design like UI, that is done with the Redux link. Look at here, it has just the children, right? It don't have routing or anything, it does not need. So that's done, right? But one thing now, when you have this next link as a, when you use next link in this way, right, and you are passing another a tag, this is same to a tag, okay? We must call these two props legacy behavior, right, and pass href. So it is given by the, it's just coming from here, right? If you go to this site here in the Next.js style, it's built something like a style component, but something is here, right? You have to read through, but look at this one. When you have href and some information passed as a props, and you are using your own link, something you build, or maybe any component link, right? Then the Next.js link must have this pass href and legacy behavior, right? These two props you have to pass it, okay? Then only it will work. So remember that, right? This code you have to, sometimes if you need like that, you just make a note, you just use it, right? Copy paste. So now it's done, right? So we're just gonna use that. So let's go back to our where we are using, right? Remember the place here, that's the link. Earlier we added the class name, so I will remove that class name, we don't need. So now when you pass this href, that will be props, right? And also you're going to pass the what was that, the one more props you have to pass. But let's import now, right? No more this link, okay? You have to import that from the component. So import link component from component link, right, like that. And something went wrong. What is that? Oh, sorry, I think I delete something else, right? Yeah, I delete the whole table and all that. I just need to remove this one. Link from component link. Okay. So now the props you can take here, right? We have the we have this one already, and we have the children also here, right? Clear? So now let's see how it looks in our page. So refresh, and you see there is already, right? I want to increase this. Now you can see now, right? There is already the color, okay? Our theme color is there, and also when you hover, right, you get that underline and all that is, working perfectly. So if you click, you're gonna send here, right? So that was the building link part, okay? Building the style link component, right? All right. So now we're gonna commit this. Push right. So what is the next now? Okay, additional loading skeleton, right? So let's build the skeleton or loading page for the details page and also for our new page, right? Because see one thing, I don't know if you guys notice or not, right here. See, if I refresh this page, see the skeleton, some kind of flickering, right? Skeleton is coming, and that skeleton is coming for the basically this issue page skeleton, right? See how skeleton work, right? I will tell you now. If you have many routes here, like we have our ID routes, you have new routes for the new page, basically creating the new page, right? And there is no skeleton for that particular route, then this loading route will always load because that is in the inside the issue. So that is the main route, right? A loading route, loading. So that will always load, and then only it will move to the new page or maybe ID page. Okay, so to not make this loading page go, right, we must add loading page for each routes always. So loading dot type script. Okay, and also in the new we add loading dot type script. Okay, so here we're gonna call it that is the ID, right? So what is the name we're gonna give now? Let's give it react arrow function, and we can call it let's say loading details, right? So loading, I believe, issue details, issue detail page, something like that, you know. So that should load, right? When you go, it should work. Okay, next time it will work. And same thing with the new also. So loading, we can call it new issue page. Okay, and we just add here some dot dot dot, right, later to see that. So let's see now how it looks, right? So see, this is okay, but now if I click on this, you see that loading is loading from that particular loading. Okay, and if I go issue, if I click on the add new, right, you're gonna see that loading, not the main page, right? So things are working, but we just have to now add our component. So let's now check, right? Let's see. So we're just gonna import. I mean, this is the almost same, right? So if you look at here, let's say for the issue, go to the add new, right? Here is the title, and you need for this box, right? Most likely for this box you can add the loading page. So you have to import that skeleton and then use it here, right? So how we do that? Let's check in our page loading here. So you need to call this to thing, right? Copy, and I will add it here and also in this page. Okay, and so first let's do it, fix this one. So same thing now, for details page you have to borrow the code, right? Most likely you just take all this one, all the div, right? Just take it and go back to your loading for the detail, right? So just place it. Most likely I will put in the div here. Okay, so there is two div, right? So let's delete that. One div is enough. Now I have to import all this. Okay, so click on that and control dot, and I say add all the missing import. Done. So now in the title you just need skeleton, correct? And in the issue badge also you just need a skeleton, right? Just add it there, and also for the the date you put a skeleton, right? It just works like that. And also for the markdown, so markdown is big, right? So we have to give some kind of height, I believe. So skeleton, but let's give a height. Let's see height property there, yeah. And maybe I don't know if we can pass it like that, or I don't remember, right? Let me check the code. So adding markdown done, building the styling done, and here, right? So we're gonna okay, so that, let's see, there is code, I don't see it. See, yeah, so let's go to the, there is, God, where is that? Here, right? I think we can just go to the, in our website and check. So in API, and if you go to the issue, right, and let's go first in the ID. Oh, bug tracker. Okay, something is, I think I have not added it there, right? I don't know, maybe I missed to add all that. Yeah, I don't see the, oh, maybe, sorry, right, I think I move it somewhere. No, it's not there, I don't see there. So anyway, leave it, no problem. We're gonna continue, right? So let's skeleton, we're gonna give height of maybe let's give it 20 rem, right? Something like that, and see if that work. Okay guys, we have to try, so let's check now. So if you refresh this page, right, no, not here. Is that one? The first one was the details, right? Let's go to the details. Okay, click on this and see that you just saw the skeleton, right? Click on that. It's very quick, man, but you see the skeleton there already. So there is a skeleton, right? Fine, maybe I don't need that too much, but you're gonna see that box. Okay, so just try. Okay, so that is done, that one is done, right? The next one is, so let me close that. Next one was for the new page loading here, right? Let me close that also, close the link. Too many pages open, here. So new issue page, right? You know what I have done? New loading. Yeah, something is not correct. So here in the details, loading, and in the details I don't need to put this height, right? I don't need, that was for the new page only. So for the new loading, so there is a form, right? There is a form, and the basically the page, right? So you can do the same thing. Okay, let's copy again, right? Let me close all this. If you go to the page, issue page, now close that. I just need to go to the new page, right? And we're gonna copy again the same code. So form, right? Here is a form, text field, and then we're gonna have the button. So what we can do, right? Let's, if there is error, then no problem. This form we just need. Okay, yeah, that is all we have to display, right? So copy that, and we will add it here. So let's import, right? Form on submit and handle all that, right? I think we don't need all that, text field, what I will do, right? What I will do is basically I will delete all that. No need to do all that. Even we don't need this, right? Let's add the skeleton 2 times. Okay, skeleton, that is the first one. and then we're gonna add a skeleton, right? Second one, and let's give a height for this, height of maybe 16 rem, and I think that should work. All right, so go to the issue page, new page, and I know that there is a big, right, big skeleton, so we can make it class name max width. How much is that? 2xl, right? In our case, you can put xl or 2xl, does not matter. So now if I refresh this page, you're gonna see the two box. It's very quick, you're not gonna see, right? Yeah, it's just not coming up. So new, go to new. Yeah, so there is now, right? There is. Okay, so let's leave it. So there is something more right here. I think a skeleton component loading file. Yeah, I think that this is done, right? That's it done. So let's commit this. Okay, commit that. Go here and add this, and we make additional loading skeleton, right? Commit and push. So tomorrow, I will give you guys to work on the whole thing, right? Finish, and the next Thursday and Friday we're gonna have update and delete. Okay, so that will be little longer, but try to update in one day and delete on one day, because you have Saturday, Sunday off. You can finish that. So tomorrow I'll just give you time to just finish whatever we can finish up today, right? So I think we have only little left, maybe 9. Disabling server side rendering, right? So one thing, let's talk about what is that means. Okay, for example, right, let's see here, let's go to our website and look at. So this form, right, if you look at here, this form, this component, okay, this markdown component, right, you're gonna type there. Okay, you're gonna type something, you are typing, right, and this is everything. What happened here is client side form. So in Next.js, see how Next.js work, right? When Next.js load the page, first it will load in server. Okay, so if something, right, is only available in the client side, for example, if you go to this page, that will be new, right? Here, new page. Okay, so let's check now, right, what we are using. Something like maybe let's say simple MDE, right? It is using submit. Let's see some kind of so we are using navigator, right? Some kind of navigator here. Let's see, use route navigation, right? Use router. So this use router, okay, we are using here. That is for the client side. Next navigation, right? So use router, we are using the router here. When you submit the form, where is that router? So when you submit the form, right, you're going to send the data, you have to use router to push the issue, right? And also we can refresh the page, so let's, once you push, you want router dot refresh also, right? So that our data will be load instantly. Okay, refresh, run that. So it will refresh the page so that our data displayed in the page, right? That is okay. But because we have this navigation thing, right, and that will maybe give some kind of error. Maybe someone don't get, sometimes you get, right? So how, right, how we gonna make this component, like for example, let's say this simple MDE editor, right? How we gonna just make sure it only render in the client side, it does not go to the server, right? how you're going to load that in the client. So that is the point here. So how we do that, right? Basically, okay, so first you have to import, right, dynamic from next dynamic. This is the function you have to import. Okay, once you import that one, in here, right, somewhere, maybe let's say here, we will create const, and let's call it same name, same name like this MDE, right, we're gonna give, so that we don't have to change it everywhere. Okay, equal to dynamic, right? First, this is a function, and here you call the callback function, right? And that function will basically import our simple simple editor. Okay, here, right? That is what it will do. So once we have done that, right, you need to pass one more props here, basically the another parameter, right? And that will be server side rendering will be false, make it false. So now this simple MDE import will never go to the server, right? It will be only, in the client side it will be fetched, and there will be the error. If you have error, it will be gone, right? So that's how we fix that one. So now we don't need this part, we don't need this one. Okay, delete that and save now, right? Yeah, I think that is all we have to do. So remember, if something you have to make it just run on the client side, like in our browser, right, you have to import that dynamic function from next dynamic, and then pass whatever you are fetching for the client. That import, you have to pass it in that callback function, and you pass it server side false, right? So that is all we have to do. And then we are using the same name here, to display the simple MDE, right? That is what we are doing here, and done. So that is all we have to do. So let's see, now refresh the page. And now there is one issue, right? The issue is, so see, this is coming later, like, and we have that input there, right? You see the input already coming, but this one is coming later. So how are we going to fix that one? I think there is some solution for that also, right? But this is okay, that is fine, right? We just need to make sure this also come together. So I will check that solution maybe later, right? And we're gonna, maybe in the other point, we're gonna talk about that. So let's complete this part. Yeah, I believe that is good enough. So why are we fetching that here? Yeah, that is fine, right? Okay, so let's commit this. Okay, this is done. Additional loading skeleton, right? No, not additional, but the disabling the server side rendering. So we learn how to disable something in the server. So go back here and commit that and push it, right? So I believe the last one left now. So that is refactoring, right? Refactoring or organizing our import now. So now, after doing all this process, right, writing all this code, look like our code has gone some, I mean, we can do some refactoring, right? So how are you going to do that? So look at here, right? There are the link component, spinner component, we have like issue status badge, error message, and skeleton, and all that, right? A lot of things. If we go back in our component, we have 1, 2, 3. Then we are a lot of places we are importing, let's say these two file also, these two, right? So how are we going to solve these things, right? There is a lot of imports. Okay, can we customize our code little bit, right? Make it more nicer, So here what we can do is we create index page. Let's create index dot TypeScript. I believe will be okay. Yeah. So we're gonna import all this error, link, spinner, all there, right? We're gonna import in this file, okay? And then from there only, wherever we need, right? You just call this file one time. You don't have to call it separately. Error.message, link separately, spinner separately. You don't have to call that. And also we can create like spinner, right? Our so where is the spinner? There is spinner also. Somewhere there is a spinner also, right? So let's check in the new. So issue action, fine, that is okay. Status badge, loading. Okay, I don't see the spinner, right? Oh, there is a spinner. Okay, same in the component. Sorry. So for example, skeleton, we can add one component here. Let's add it, right? skeleton skeleton dot TypeScript, like that. Skeleton, right? So skeleton, yeah. So let's, how is this work, right? See, in this index page, see how it's gonna work. In the index page here, you're gonna import, right? For example, you go import, let's call it link, right? Link, okay? Not from the next link, but link from basically here, right? Dot slash link, that's the component. And then you can export this, export, right? So you can call it export, maybe like that, and link, link, okay? That's how you export, right? You import it and export. So you are doing two things, right? But now there is a better way to do it in one line, and that will be like this. You just call the export, right? Export like that directly, and you just call it default as link, right? So this way, okay? So you can this is like, this means you are importing and exporting same time, okay? That is what you are doing, right? So first let's import everything, and then we're gonna talk about the next slide. So let's copy the whole thing here, and I'll just add, right? So issue status badge, so I will just move it maybe in the component section. Let's move it also. And then you have a skeleton, right? Error skeleton. So we have a skeleton here, but there is nothing, okay? So we must get that to file. Basically this is the to, right? We don't want to import all places to file, okay? So we have separate file is called a skeleton, and add that, right? And then we're gonna export a skeleton, export default skeleton, right? Like that. And now this is the one we are importing, right, in our index page. So I think spelling mistake, skeleton, right? So let's change that, rename skeleton, right? Yeah, skeleton. So I hope we have the same skeleton also right here. Okay, good. So because in our component name, right, when you export this, means you are exporting this file, right? Basically you are exporting this file, just remember that, and that file is going to have this too, information. So this will work, right? This will work. Now how we gonna modify? So let's go back now, right? So for example, link, now where we are using link, let's check now, right? So we are using link in the one place, I believe. So ID, no, not ID, right? New, I think here. Okay, what are the things we're gonna replace now, right? So I think we're not using any more badge here, so delete that. So there is a link, correct? There is a link, there is a issue badge, issue action, all that, right? So why not we do import, right? Link, I don't know if issue action, I think issue action is not there, right? Yeah, that is separate. I mean, we should have added, but let me see. Yeah, it's not there. So let's, if something is not there, we don't consider, right? Just leave it. So we have the issue status badge, right? Badge, okay. I don't know why it's not popping. Let me remove this, okay. This, remove this, right, and then remove this also, and let's take that out. So import link, comma, okay, yeah, but I want to add all that, right? Yeah, so that is the two things. So see, we just now one import, right, and it will work now. So that is done. So control P, I think I don't know, where is that npx format. Okay, fine. So that this is done, right? Here is finished, right? So let's look at the next one, okay. Next places, skeleton, we don't need to worry about that. Loading here, right? See, we have two files now, you don't need this, so delete that and just import, right? Skeleton from I don't know, where is that, at the rate slash maybe, so where we are, right? Let me check. We are inside the here, so we have to go back to the app and then component like that, okay, and that should be fine. So we don't need to import that to file, right? Same thing, we're gonna do it in the other one also, other loading places. So I don't know why it's not detecting automatically now. So let's go check in our ID right here. So you can take that out, right? And no, not that too. Yeah, but remember this React Markdown is there, issue badge, right? We can do the same thing, and skeleton also, okay. So yeah, so let's import, and here delete that, and we can add this issue status badge in the same file, right? And we delete this one, we don't need anymore, and done, right? So that should be okay. All right, guys, so that is done. What else? Where else we gonna fix? So React Markdown we are not using, so something not using we can remove, right? Somewhere, if you find out loading issue details page. Oh, what happened? Control Z, React Markdown. I don't know why it's complain, right? Okay, so we are not using this part also. Even I believe here we are not using this skeleton, right? This is just a loading page. Oh, no, skeleton is okay, right? Skeleton is okay. So if you delete that, save, yeah, fine. We just need a skeleton, nothing else for now, you know. So it's okay. So that one is done. Let's see in the page here there is something. Issue badge. Yeah, so issue badge, right? Issue badge is there. I mean, you can do the same thing here also, or leave it like that, you know. So this is the only one place, so you can leave it, right? Also, just that's fine. But if you want to make it same, you know, just do it, no problem. Where else we can make a change? So that is done. Here the page I think we fixed already, yeah. And this page, right? So you know, we have only ID that we have done already. Then we have the new page that we have fixed already. And no, I think we did not fix here, right? So you have spinner, you have error message, many, right? What else we have here? Yeah, so spinner and error message, right? You don't need this area. We don't need text box. So let's get these two, right? So that is in the new page. Okay, so import from, we call it @/app, right? And /components. Okay, so we're gonna get error message here, comma, right? And then you're gonna get a spinner also, spinner, and we delete these two, we don't need, and save, and that is okay. So that is all, right? So let's see, our code is still working. Hopefully we did a lot of changes, and refresh. Yeah, so something now you see here, right? So that is okay. Go to issue page, that is working, right? And dashboard is working, and if you click one of the bug, that is also working. So things are okay, right? So what I will do now, one thing, and then we're done. So in the loading, in the page here we had that timer, right? After, oh okay, we delete already. I think I put in the wrong place maybe, right? That's the single page, that is okay. So all the complete page, right? Yeah, here I will delete that, we don't need that. That was just for the testing purpose. Save. So that's it, done, right? So we're gonna go back, and that is the refactoring. So we did some refactoring of our code, and commit and push. So you know, that was long, right? So you guys now, you know, just work, take break and work on from wherever you left, right? Go through that, do piece by piece, complete one part, try to understand, do revisions, you know, and work on, right? For, you know, let's do this one, okay? Everyone please do, right? Because there are so many things we are adding, and that will help in the future, I'm telling you, okay? So please take it seriously, and if anyone need any help, just join in Zoom right with me, and then I will guide you. Okay guys, thank you very much. I will stop here, and I'm gonna load this video also, so you're gonna find in our, you know, in the GitHub right there.